Welcome, welcome, beautiful people, to Building and Bonding, a real estate investors edition. I am super excited you joined me today because you get a sneak peek into the world of a real estate investor. So you're going to be able to see their personal journey. For those who may not know me, my name is Cierra Thurman. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago, and I am an Illinois real estate broker and investor, as well as a project manager. My experience ranges from fix and flips and also buy and hold. So we want to just dive right into it. Again, I'm so excited that you all are joining me. And again, let me invite our guests on. Give me one moment. Our guests, Lionel and Richie. Let me invite them. There we go. So we're just going to wait for them to jump on. But I am super focused and passionate about building a legacy for my future family and also helping you do the same. So I'm excited. Are you guys excited for this live? If you all have any questions, feel free to ask them throughout. And yeah, we're going to get started. We're getting ready to kick this off. So we're just waiting on Richie and Lionel to join us. It looks like Lionel joined. He'll be popping in shortly. Lionel, it says you joined, but I don't see you on my screen just yet. I'll try to invite you once more. Okay. I just invited you again. Let me try Richie. Hey, Lionel.
How you doing?
How
Can
you
you hear
doing?
me?
Are you able to hear me?
I can,
Yeah,
yes.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you all
perfect,
hear us?
perfect.
So now we're just waiting on Richie. We're waiting on Richie to join us. So while we're waiting on Richie, do you want to introduce yourself to the world? Tell a little bit about you, where you from, what you do.
Rawlings, I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. As far as what I do, I've been in sales for most of my career. Started working with Pepsi, left Pepsi, sold some copiers, sold grocery items. Been in sales most of my career. And, as far as career wise, I've always, had a way with people, being a people person.
Okay.
Um, and what led me to, real estate was basically, which a lot of people I'm sure went through this pandemic and realizing that just having earned income is just not enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing, doing a lot of research, listening to people like Jamal King and a lot of others. Had a lot of time on my hands. Unfortunately, well, not, I can't say unfortunately, but fortunately, I was working during the pandemic as well. So I was one of them essential workers.
Okay. Well, that's
And
that's a blessing because there's a lot of people
yeah,
who lost their job during that time.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But like I said, just had a lot of time to like just reflect and, if something like this happens again, definitely got to be ready for that. And not only that, I had a child during the well, a year before the pandemic, 2019. So that really changed my focus as well. Um, So I took a class called Make Real Estate Real
Mm-hmm.
with Jamal King.
Shout out to the
That was a
Make Real
course that
Estate
I
Real
took.
crew.
Yeah, shout out to Make Real Estate Real.
I don't.
And that changed the
I'm
course
so
of,
sorry.
uh-huh.
It seems like Richie is unable to join. I don't know what's going on. Now, we tried this yesterday and everything worked just fine. I had a feeling. Richie isn't the most tech savvy, y'all. So
Yeah, he's
we're gonna
not.
try to get him on here, but for whatever reason, if it don't work, we're gonna keep it going. Okay, say Richie joined. And say you joined the live, Richie. I need you to accept the invitation that I'm sending you. Come on, Richie. You could do it. Okay. Well, if Richie isn't able to join us, we're just gonna have to keep it moving. So you talked about make real estate real, and that's just providing you information as far as the course is concerned.
Right. But before then, I had a lot of knowledge on real estate. I read books like Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was a game
Hmm.
changer for me, as well as Cash Flow Quadrant. That's written by Robert Kiyosaki. Those two
Yes,
books. The first book was Rich Dad Poor
absolutely.
Dad. Second book, Cash Flow Cash Flow Quadrant, and that changed the course of my thinking. You know what I mean? Just between
And how so? How so? You said it changed the course of your
just
thinking.
just financially, just the way the world is not about just the way the world is set up as far as the way we think about financial literacy. And a lot of us don't even think about
Hmm.
it, right? And those two books, especially The Rich Dad Poor Dad, it talked about the importance of buying assets versus, like I said, earned income. And if you want financial
Absolutely.
freedom, there goes Rich.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Yay, you
Hey,
did it,
Cierra. Thank
Richie.
you. I got over. A little technically challenged, but I got here. How are you
It's
guys doing?
okay. We happy to have you.
Great, great,
Okay,
great.
so before we continue on, Lionel Richie, just introduce yourself really quick to the people.
I'm Rich Gore. I live in the DC metropolitan area, and I've been in sales for most of my career, about 30 years. So I'm glad to have you. Glad to
And
have you here.
Lionel, I don't think you told us where you're from, where you live.
I live in Maryland, what the DMV area, Washington D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. So, yeah.
Same.
Got it, got it. Okay. Richie, how did you get started into real estate? How were you introduced to it?
Well, basically, being introduced in terms of I purchased my first property. Just being a man at a certain age, and wanting to have a tax write-off, I decided to get into investment in properties, and then I
Mm-hmm.
purchased a vacation property after that. But recently, really getting from my partner here, Lionel, really getting me interested and getting me fired up about the possibility to make money. So it's
Yes.
really just really fresh getting into the investment side, but have a few properties under my belt.
Okay, okay. So we got a little bit about your background. Let's go a little bit further into just your journey. And obviously, you don't live in Chicago, but I was your agent. I was your
Hmm.
realtor to help you with this
Hmm.
process. So, what was that like? And were you nervous about investing out of state?
Well, at first it was, right? Investing out of state. I mean, anybody that, you want to put your money somewhere. I mean, that's where we're taught. We want to touch it, we want to feel it, we want to see it, so it was a little nervous at first. But like I tell Richie all the time, I've been studying and, just getting fired up about this stuff for like the past 2 years. And like I tell him, like, if you study for the test, you won't be as nervous for the test. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
the first rodeo, yeah, I had a realtor before you that we weren't happy with,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw your Facebook. I saw you had some recent sales, or you had some good accomplishments, like recent accomplishments. And when I reached out to you, you respond right back, which I was surprised. I think it was on a Sunday too. And from there, everything's been working out just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just from that initial call, like you've been like been great. Like you hustle, you call when you respond when we need.
Hmm.
Okay, just communication.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about you, Richie?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Very, unnerving in the beginning when you're investing out of state, something you can't actually physically put your eyes on. But I think you hit it
Mm-hmm.
right on the nail there. It's that having a good team, of course, having a good partner, and then also, getting to know you through Lionel as well. And like he said, I did everything he said in terms of being responsive, being there, giving us that level of comfort that we have someone that has our interests outside of the area that we're investing in that area. So it's been very, very helpful just having you
Okay.
down. and
Well,
all your
thank you,
relationships as
gentlemen.
well.
I appreciate that. Well, let's talk about those relationships, okay? You
Okay.
said something, you mentioned a team. So for those that may be unfamiliar with real estate in general, or they may be thinking about maybe investing in the future, who are some of the people that's on your team when you're dealing with the real estate?
Yeah. So, of course, someone like yourself who's the realtor, but also too when you're going through this type of, if you're flipping a property or you're preparing a property to lease it to tenants, you got to have a good contractor and a good project manager. And again, I'm
Mhm.
going to give you your kudos just in terms of that ease of, peace of mind that we can have by having someone on the other end that has your best interest, even through the whole, reconstruction phase or whatever it is. So I think it's always having that good team. So yourself, project manager, and you probably say the same thing, Lionel, right? About the
I
project
think
manager.
Lionel has a slow feedback. Lionel,
Okay.
what about the team?
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's breaking up a
team.
little bit, but I can hear you. Hmm.
Property management, things like that. Blessing right there, because like I said, we don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And so
Yeah.
who did you work with as far as obviously we need a lender. That's the person who's actually the money man or the money woman
Hmm.
who's going to give you those funds. You need a real estate attorney. So you all have them on your team as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So
Bunch of
let's
more
talk
people.
about your first deal. I know the people want to know. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the first deal. Let's talk about how you acquired the funds. Let's talk about that.
All right, Lionel, you want to kick it off, or can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
make sure you
So
can hear me?
as far as acquiring the first deal, um, like I said, you've been very helpful within that process of like, and what I would say that's very important, especially when you're looking at properties, is
Hmm. We having a little feedback. Lionel, do you have an earpiece?
yeah. Let me take this off.